Good morning, everybody. Today's Monday, February 2nd. Can't believe we are already done with 1 month of 2026. The months, the years, they just keep flying by. Anyways, let's get into our economic data for the week. We could start out with today. We do have ISM manufacturing at 9 a.m. So we could be prepared for that. We do have a partial shutdown happening right now in the government. Hoping it'll end tonight, but I think that combined, we're seeing some softness in the market. That combined with, I think there's been some tariff talks with South Korea, Canada, due to some deal making with China that's happening over the weekend. So never a dull moment out there right now. Plus, you still have the Supreme Court decision lingering as far as if they're going to roll back the decision on tariffs. So we'll see what happens. I think they're saying that towards the end of this month there should be a decision on that. So hopefully they can figure that out. That also combined, there's a new Fed chair coming in line. Probably by the end of May he'll have his feet grounded here. So there's kind of going back and forth. The market's kind of digesting what that's going to do. People are, still trying to digest if that's good or bad for the market. So some people are saying that he's pro Wall Street and that there is some ties to Trump's family and such. So we'll see what happens there. But let's get into earnings for the week. So we are in earnings season here. So today after the close, Palantir, it's definitely getting. I think it's getting slammed pretty good, Palantir, right now. I don't really follow it too often, but I did see it on the report. It was definitely getting tagged a little bit. It's actually up in pre-market right now, so that's good. But anyways, Palantir after the close today. What else do we have after the close? Nothing today. Tomorrow, which would be pretty impactful. Before the open, you have PayPal that could do a little something. Pfizer for the Dow stocks, Merck, PepsiCo, and then you have after the close, you have AMD, SMCI, Chipotle, AMG. Chubb for insurance side of things. Wednesday, we start getting interesting. You have Uber before the market opens, Eli Lilly, CME Group. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything after the close. It'll get interesting. Google, ARM, Qualcomm. Snap may not do anything. I don't see anything there. Thursday will be the last of the week. You're going to have, let's see, before the market, Shell, nothing there. After the close, Amazon, Reddit should do a little something else, for the little tiny stock there, Micron. And then Friday, I see nothing that's going to impact things there. So that'll be it for the week. So after Thursday, things maybe will start to balance out. So let's get into the broader markets here. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get further new notifications for any other videos. By hitting that bell, I believe that you'll get the notifications also. And then also like the video, and then down below in the description, you can join the Discord community for live trading, which is going to be ending shortly. So come and take advantage of it while you still can, because it's free. So it costs you nothing but your time. Anyways, let's just take a look at the ES right now. We came down here to the 100-day SMA. Bounced off it in pre-market right now. It also bounced off of December 29th's weekly low. It's 68, 66, 75. Kind of right to the penny. Bounced off it. Pre-market, we're regaining the 50-day SMA at 69, 16, 14. That's positive here. We do have this gap down from January 19th, 26. It's kind of rejecting that at 69.35. It'll kind of be the line in the sand when the market opens to see what the market does there. We did reject the 20-day SMA in pre-market right when the market opened up. So that's another line in the sand. So we could be range bound a little bit today. So I think in order for us to get the upside, we're going to have to get above that 20-day SMA sitting at 69, 65, 94, which is also January 23rd's Friday's high. In order for us to push higher into that monthly high of, from December at 69.94. and then push back into that previous all-time high that was sitting there in October of 2025 at 7,014, and then we can push back into the all-time high sitting at 7,043. Downside, if we lose a 50-day SMA again, I think we're going to come back down here, probably lose that 68.99 and a half, and probably try to test that 100-day SMA again. If we lose that 100-day SMA, I think we're going to come down here and test that September high, sitting at 68.14 and a half. If we lose that, we come and test the December lows at 67.71 and a half. I don't expect anything earth-shattering today. I think that a lot is going to be depending on the government, staying open. I think that they're struggling with this bill right now, and I think a lot has to do with funding for all of these the immigration legalities with ICE and such. So I think that's a major issue right now. So and I think that the Democrats are posturing. I think that they saw what they did last time by having the government shut down for 34 days. I think that's their only chip right now to try to impact things and make things look worse than they really should be. But let's get into the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, same thing. We are below, however, we are below the 100-day SMA, sitting here at 65.4693. Below the 50, well below the 50-day SMA and below the 20-day SMA. The 50-day SMA is sitting at 25,633.19. And so I would say that right now you're looking at pop and fades for today. So if the market pops, you're looking for how the market reacts and then looking for rejections there. So I'm not looking for, I would not, if I was trading the futures right now, I would not be looking to get long unless we can break above and hold these levels. So right now you're looking at, you do have a gap down from Friday. So that probably would, a good chance that would fill. So I would see if you're going to pop up into this 50-day SMA, maybe be careful. This could be like a pop and fade where you pop up into the 50, it rejects, and then you push on down and you keep moving on lower. So you do now, however, you have an open day point of control. So how I draw these point of controls on Tesla, I can draw these on any stocks as well. So you can see if you look here on the NASDAQ, we have an open point of control from Friday sitting up here at 25,829.16. And also you can see I had an open point of control from January 29th sitting at 25,204.39. And you could see in pre-market we came down and we touched that. And so I'll fan out a little bit so you can take a look and see what I'm talking about here. So this is right here. So here's the point of control. Why did I draw the point of control here? Is because it automatically plots this for me, and it shows where the volume is traded, and it plots a yellow line for me, and it shows the heavy volume here. You can see this grayed out area where a lot of volume was traded at a certain price, and it plots that price. And so if the market pushes up, it tends to pull back to these levels, and when it pulls back, it uses them as a support level if it's above it, when it uses it as a resistance level if it's below it, right? So I'll leave these levels open until it comes back and hits it. So that was from January 29th, and you can see it took 9 days until the market actually came all the way back down. And in pre-market this morning, we came down and we hit it like a champ right to the penny, and now it's moving higher. So on Friday, you could see same concept. We have an open point of control sitting up here at 25,829.16. So you can play that the same way, where if it starts moving higher here, you can anticipate, okay, we regain the 50. You can use the 50 as a support level, a mechanism. So you get long there at the 50, push into the 20. Be careful, you may get rejection in the 20. If you get through the 20, you can get your rejection up here at this point of control right here, and this would be another level of resistance that would come in. You could see this grayed line, shaded out area here. This is showing where a lot of volume was traded here. A lot of sellers were here. And why do I know it was sellers? Because the market went down, right? Because this is where you have one green bar up here, and this is a 15-minute chart we're looking at, one green bar, and then the sellers took over and pushed the market straight down, right? So I'd be looking for pop and fades. So if you do get that significant pop up in that 25,829.16, that'd be a good level to short. So there's a bunch of different plays you could take today. We are at the 100-day SMA today, so you could potentially take a short here and use this as a level of your resistance, right? So you could take a short here, be very aggressive here on this short, and take your stop, put your stop right here, or just be patient and let the market, kind of play out today. You try to take one short here with a stop above here. If that fails, then you take another one. That fails, take another one up here, right? And then if the three of them fail, then you're done trading for the day, right? So that's what I'm pretty much trading today. You have this definitely a pullback on the market, due to some headwinds that are out there with tariffs, with geopolitical stuff that's still happening out there, with China making deals with Canada, and I think they were making some deals with South Korea too. And I think that Trump spoke about a 25% increase with South Korea over the weekend as well. So let's get into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and also hit that bell for future notification. And then also down in the description, join the Discord community for all future notifications, as well as live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time every day. And let's get into Tesla. Tesla is selling off. And so if we look at Tesla, 30 days. Yeah, so I spoke of these speed zones that Tesla creates all the time. And if we go back here, this is a speed zone that was created. The first speed zone right here. This was Wednesday when Trump was in Switzerland, and he created a speed zone when he took the tariffs off. So the market went up there. And then on Thursday, Musk was speaking, and he created an additional speed zone. And why I call this speed zone is when the market goes straight up, instead of having a little stair step where there's buyers and sellers, tug of war and going back and forth. One straight up move that creates a speed zone, meaning that, okay, well, people are either getting out of their shorts or creating new positions in longs, right? So, and I think most of the time it's a combination of both. It's never just one-sided, right? So now what happens is this area creates a speed zone. So if the market comes back down here and we lose this level right here, people say, okay, I'm wrong. I better cover these longs here. And boom, they cover the longs here. And these longs now are getting covered with a quick short, and now people may cover their longs and also take on new positions, right? And so now that was the first speed zone that was fixed, that was covered right there. And here was the second speed zone right here. And that was sitting at about 232. And you see here, 232 on the 27th. And then this was the earnings call that happened. And then this was on Thursday. We covered that aggressively. Here, there was another speed zone, and that got filled right there on aftermarket. And then there's speed zones that are all over the place right here, and they're getting filled, right? So this created another speed zone, right? So you could be prepared to have another speed zone that pops up here. Well, what happened here, excuse me, on Friday is we have an open point of control level that's open at 434.82. So how I just went over that point of control level from the broader markets, same thing with Tesla. So now this is open here from Friday. Doesn't mean it's going to fill today. Not necessarily. Sometimes they fill the same day, but I leave them open. We had an open point of control that was open for 9 months last year on the upside, and that finally got filled. So like, for example, there's a bunch of open point of controls that I have open here. One from January 5th at 455.07. There's another one from December 30th at 460.72. I think there's a higher one up here at 478. That was from December 26th. You can't, this is my trading screen, so it gets a little cloudy as I get higher here. So there's one at 478.50. And so on the high side here, unfortunately, though, we do have some lower point of controls on the downside. So if I go here and let's do this, show you, we have an open point of control down here from September. So if I can go here and show you September, go 338. So 365.90, we have an open point of control. It's all the way back here from September. And then we also have one down here, 333.78, which is another open point of control. And that's from early September as well. So you have to be prepared if you just start, losing certain levels, you can get some downside. So you got to be careful with that. I'm always wary of these levels. Do they get filled right away? No, of course not. But, when you start approaching these levels, they start acting as support and resistance levels. So if we do start pushing up into this And if I was long, I'd be prepared to either get out of my position, or if I was not in a position, maybe think about getting into a position with those levels right there. So that being said, let's get into Tesla here. So one thing I just noticed that with Tesla last week, Tesla started having 0DT options. So what does that mean? That means that they have different expiration dates of the week. So other than I'm just right now until I can figure it out, I'm just sticking to my Friday expiration date. So every week I've been trading. I come in on Monday and I pick my strike price. I start out with the week, and then I have my Friday expiration. So my Friday, I'm starting out the week. I'm having a 435 calls, which expire on Friday, which is February 6th. And I'm going to have my 415 puts, and they both expire on Friday, February 6th, right? So they closed the puts. They closed at $4.05 on Friday. And we are opening up, I would say, about $10 lower, $9 lower. So this put premium is going to be higher, because if you're if you're buying puts, you want the market to go down. So if it's going down, this premium price is going to go up. And if you want the market, and if the market's going to go up, you're buying calls. So if the price goes up, this premium price will go up if you're buying calls. So because we are $8 lower, this premium price closed at $8.10 on Friday. And because we are $8 lower, I anticipate this probably going to open up. This premium price will probably open up in the high fours, maybe. And this premium price will probably open up maybe in the sixes, maybe sevens. So that's what I'm going to start out with today. I am going to take a look at the other option dates that they have. So looking at the option board, they have. Let me just see what they have here on the option board right now. So I can bring this over here. So here's the option chain right here. So they have today's expiration date. So they only have one strike price out there, right? So I would not touch that one. But they do have one right here. So they do have they have all the options. So they have 0DT, which means 0 days till expiration. So I'm gonna take a look and see what kind of volume that they have in these. So there was some significant volume on Friday with these expiration dates. So it may be interesting. I think it's going to add a little liquidity. I'm going to have to take a look at it and see how that impacts things. It's definitely more riskier. It's going to fly around. So one thing I would definitely warn you on that the closer you are to expiration, the more volatile the option price is going to be. So it looks like they have Monday, and this looks like Wednesday and Friday. So it looks like they're going to have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday expiration dates. Interesting. So I may take a look at Wednesdays and see what Wednesday looks like as the day moves on. But right now I'm going to stick with my regular routine. I'm going to stick with my Friday expirations and see how that works out, and then see what happens from there. Also, I think that FINRA is coming up with some new trading rules, which I think should add some more liquidity to the marketplace. Also, as far as what it requires for your balance for trading, in order if you're labeled as a pattern day trader, which means that if you make more than 3 trades per day, you're labeled as a pattern day trader, which means that you need a minimum every day at the close. Your account balance needs to be at a minimum of $25,000 in your account. I think they're talking about lowering that balance. So if they lower that balance, I think that's going to add a whole bunch of liquidity to the marketplace. So we'll see what happens with there. So, but lastly, before we go anywhere, again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. We'll talk about this 5-minute opening range trade that I do, which is the main basis of the trade of the day, to understand where your trade is going to be for the day. So we look at the first 5 minutes of the day. And the reason why we do that is because that's where the volume is, right? So if you look here, the first 5 minutes on Friday, we had 2.7 million shares traded, give or take. And this range here was 423.5 to 430 for the high. So it was a $7 range for the high. So this is another script that I have here, and it automatically plots my range. And when it's done, it sets here and it stays stationary for the rest of the day. So now I wait for a break, and then when it breaks, you take a long. You know, I'm giving you the basics of it. You know, the basic gist of it is when you break, you want to go long if it's breaking on the high side, and if it breaks on the downside, you want to take it short. There's more to it than that, and that's what I go over in the trading room. So if you did take it long on Friday, the break on that was 430, and if you wrote it out to the highs there, you would have gotten $9 out of that trade. I only trade options, so you probably would have gotten about $4 or $5 out of that premium price on Friday. So we'll see what happens with today. But again, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and come and join down in the description there. Join our Discord community, and come and see the live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time every morning while it's still free. If I don't see you in there, I will see everybody tomorrow morning. Thanks, and have a great day.